we go. Okay. So it's starting now. So we'll see if you find it on there. So anyway the stuff that we're gonna look at today was I wanted a quick review of our internal network in terms of the setup, just the basic setup again. We'll kind of review the IP setup because we're going to put DHCP on the network, so kind of review this. And then we're going to look at our basic lab setup as well. All right, so some of this is review of where we're at within the where your virtual machine should be, and then we're going to then dive into DHCP. All right, so we'll review too the FSMO roles. So everybody was able to remove the FSMO roles last week. I think everyone was able to get those going. So anyway, so we'll kind of diagram the whole network again of where we were at in terms of that setup on there. So if we look at our network again, so we have we've got this switch that all the machines are attached to, and then this network over here is in again the 192.168.137.xxx. Okay, so we need that's important in terms of knowing our network ID when we put DHCP on the network. Okay, we're going to have the DHCP server, so we're going to have to create the correct scope and the correct information there. So we have now, in terms of our servers, so we've got a 2008 R2 box. And the 2008 R2 box was the first DC. Okay, so we ran Active Directory, so this has, again, Active Directory installed on it. And it's 2008 R2. And then it also has DNS. Okay, so that got installed. The Active Directory and the DNS got installed together when we did the DC promo on our 2008 box. And this guy over here is the 192.168.137.200, correct? Okay. So then the next box, and this has this had all of the FSMO roles initially installed. Okay, so if we dive back to our FSMO roles. Right, all of the FSMO roles were all installed here. Okay, so there was the two FSMO roles that are forest wide. What were those? What were the ones that are forest wide for FSMO roles? You guys should know these. The schema master,
the infrastructure,
the domain naming master. Okay, so there was two that are forest wide, and that was the schema master and the domain naming master. Okay, so those are unique to the entire forest. Okay, you guys should know that. And then there was domain unique FSMO roles, which those are what are the three domain ones? You guys should know these. Come on. There's what? There's the PDC emulator, the RID, and then the infrastructure. Okay. Okay, so those are the five FSMO roles that we started off. So, and they were all on our 2008 R2 box. Okay. So we then brought in another box over here, and this is our 2012 R2 box. So the 2012 R2 box was, you guys named this DC2, right? I think that's the DC2, and I think this was the IP range. This over here was 192.168.137.205.
Yep.
Okay, so 205. And we joined this to the domain. And then what do we do after we join the domain? We promote. We installed a role first, right? So we did the role. What role did we add?
Active Directory surface.
Yeah, so we added AD DS. So first it was a role that we added, the Active Directory, directory services, that basically put the binaries in terms of, got our domain prep. And if you remember, we didn't have to do AD prep. Okay, so adprep.exe, you normally have to run if you've got like a 2003 domain and you're upgrading it. So AD prep, they actually built into the Active Directory directory services. Okay, just kind of FYI. Otherwise, I normally have to run that manually. So we ran the role, and then after we ran the role, then what do we do? After we ran the ADDS. Now we have to, running the ADDS didn't give us Active Directory. That was the first step. What's the second step? We had to do the Active Directory promotion wizard. Right? So we had to go there and then run the AD promotion wizard. Okay, so the AD promotion wizard, that's what actually then gave us installed Active Directory. Okay, and so for this instance, did we create a new domain or did we join an existing domain? Same thing with forest. Did we create a new forest or join an existing forest? Join. We joined, right? So when we went in here, we joined an existing forest, right? So we joined the forest that was created on our 2008 box, and then we joined the domain that was also on our 2008 box, okay, our 2008 R2 box. So now we have two full-blown domain controllers, okay? So you guys should be able to replicate everything I'm saying here, okay? That's what you're going to have to do for the midterm. You're going to have to install 2008 box, get it up and running, put a domain on it. You're going to have to put a 2012 R2 box, and you're going to have to then join that domain, get that running, and then we then moved the FSMO roles, right? So then all of these FSMO roles that were initially on our 2008 R2 box, we ended up moving those to the 2012 R2 box. Okay, and you should know what we moved those with too. Okay, so if we dive a little bit more into these guys here, the domain FSMO roles, these guys we move with what tool?
Active Directory.
Exactly. Well, we move them with the Active Directory users and computers. Okay? Right? That moves the 3 domain roles. What role moves the schema? The schema manager. Okay, so we had to load, this was the schema manager. And what do we have to do to, first of all, get the schema manager to load?
You have to register the schema management DLL.
Yeah, you had to register the schema management DLL. That was that Reg32 server, and you had to register it. And then that gave us the option of putting in the schema management. And what about the domain naming master?
You just load it through.
There's a specific tool, specific AD tool that moved that.
Something in trusts.
Domains and trusts. Okay, so this was domains and trusts. Okay, so you guys should know this a little bit better. Okay, then you guys, because this is you got to do all this. You guys got to build all of this, and you're going to have to move the domain, your FSMO roles. Okay, so that's what you guys are going to end up doing is you're going to build from scratch a 2008 R2 box. You're going to put Active Directory on it. You're going to build a 2012 R2 box. You're going to join it to your domain, and you're going to have to move those FSMO roles. Okay, so all I need to check is, did the FSMO roles all get moved? And then you've done everything else. Everything else pretty much has to be right. You've got to have the right IP settings. You've got to have the right DNS settings. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. If you're able to move those roles and get them moved, you've done everything else in between, or else it wouldn't even work. Okay, so you should be confident in terms of being able to get that done. Okay, that's what you guys are going to do next week. Okay, so next week we're going to start from fresh on brand new machines. We'll leave all of our existing ones as is, but we're going to start building some brand new VMs. Okay, and you'll have 4 hours to do all this. So it should be you guys should be able to do it in 4 hours. Right? I think you'll be able to do it in 2 hours. The last class we just did, their midterm, they had actually 4 hours to do it. I was giving them 2 classes, and 80% of the people finished it in the 2 hours. Actually, 50% finished it in 1 hour. and then there was a few strugglers that went in there. So you guys, we're just going to give you guys 1 class to end up doing that, and we should be able to get it, I think, all done in 4 hours. Okay, I'm sure there'll be some people that don't, but it'll be a nice little curve. Okay, all right. So again, big concepts here is there's Active Directory tools. You need to know what tools move what. Okay, we should know what FSMO roles are forest-wide, what FSMO roles are domain-wide, and then we've got to remember if the schema manager, we have to register that DLL, and then load the MMC snap-in, and then we can move those. Okay, you guys want to see it on the overhead again? Some of the stuff? Yes? No?
Sure.
Yeah. So we'll put on the overhead. Just it'll be a good I think a good review on the overhead as well. Next week. All right. So you got next week's your guys. You guys are gonna start next week. Okay.
I'm still waiting for your app to
Oh, to load.
it's loading.
Okay.
I already found it live.
Did somebody find it live?
Yeah, I found
Is
it
it,
live, but it's not working yet.
It's not working yet. Okay.
It says it's
You
still
can live on
loading.
the website as well.
It was only like a 5-second lag. Pretty cool.
Okay.
We're going to have to install an operating system as part of that into the VMs?
Well, yeah, you have to install the 2012. Yeah, you got to install two OSs.
2 OSs.
Okay. I don't know how this is going to show up on the overhead, but I guess we'll see here. I need to put it a little closer.
There it is.
Okay. So let me turn on my VM. I think a lot of my VMs are off. So let me turn these guys on. Our 2008's running. 2012.
Yeah, there it is. Periscope.
So let me turn on the 2012. This guy's running. This
Well,
is.
except you got your hand on your chin and it's not
Oh,
really on the depth.
I know. We gotta.
That's pretty cool though.
All right.
You gotta change the angle a little bit.
I know. Let's see if it's closer over here.
No, it's Periscope.
Needs to go up here. Yeah.
It's making you look fatter.
Yeah, we need to get a better thing for the screen. I guess I can hold it up like that. That'd be kind of challenging. Oh well. All right, so we have our. Let me log on to the. This is the 2012 R2 box, and yeah, this thing is still got a. Yeah, it's a real bad angle, huh? You have to go like that. Oh well. So we open up our Active Directory. This is what I kind of want to show you. So within Active Directory, users and computers, okay, we can look at the operation masters over here, okay, and this is where we can look at the RID master, the PDC emulator, and the infrastructure, okay, and all of these are all domain operations, meaning that each domain that you create is going to have one of these operation master roles. Okay? And this is where we're going to change them using Active Directory users and computers. Okay? So the the forest-wide, one of the forest-wide we can change with our domains and trusts. And so the domains and trusts, when we load this up, we can get the operation masters. And this is the domain naming operation master. And that's where this guy will end up changing. Okay? And then for our schema manager, remember that we first had to load the reg server 32. We had to run this schema management DLL. And after we ran that, we could then load the MMC snap-in. And then once the snap-in loads, we can then look at the operation masters from here. And then these are where we're going to change the operation masters as well. Okay? So all of these exist in terms of my operations on my DC2. So I moved them all to the DC2. And if you remember now, we can open up a command line. And from the command, I could type in netdom query FSMO. And that should then pop me open a list and tell me where all my FSMO roles exist. Okay. All right, so any questions so far? Regards to... All right, so that's kind of a quick review of the FSMO roles, the network setup, the IP setup, the basic structure. So you guys should be able to, I'm expecting that you're going to be able to replicate that when we do the midterm. Okay? All right? Okay. So let me stop this